Alright, back YouTube. This is gonna be my video about what I learned from Japanese guys and things I learned in Japan. Yeah, Japan has a very different culture than the U.S. It's so different, but it's not that different. But if you didn't know, when I first got to Japan, I didn't have my own apartment, so I had to live with different people. And I was living with different Japanese guys, and then I stayed with, the girl I was dating, But, while being around a lot of Japanese guys and a lot of Japanese girls, there's a lot of stuff I learned. First, in Japan, there's kind of this gentleness, about a lot of stuff. There really isn't a lot of over aggressiveness, with certain things. So, when I first came to Japan, I was being really aggressive, with a lot of stuff, and I kind of realized that I didn't need to do that so much, Now, there are times in Japan where you have to kind of be serious to get what you want, But I noticed there's this gentle aura, about it, almost like a flower, So, yeah, so just hanging around Japanese guys and seeing how they do things, I noticed sometimes when they deal with women, they're kind of gentle, or when they, interact with people, have this gentle vibe, Yeah, so I learned to be a little bit more gentle, And then also Japan has a lot of, pretty boys, handsome guys, but don't let that fool you, man. These guys are, really masculine, And a lot of guys in Asian countries are, really masculine sometimes, So, yeah, I learned, to just, man up, when you have to, Because, in Japan, if you want to get something done, people aren't really handing anything out to you. You have to just, get up and do it, Yeah, so I learned to, just when it's necessary, just to be, really masculine, And I also learned how to stay really strong. I remember before I came to Japan, I was watching this movie. What's that movie? It was Ninja Assassin. Yeah, and when he was training when he was younger, he was walking on the wooden boards. You know what I mean? And he had to walk in a straight line or something, and there was metal spikes underneath the boards. So if he messed up, then one of the metal spikes would injure his foot. You know what I mean? And he kept messing up. You know what I mean? And after the training session, his entire foot was just just really bloody. You know what I mean? But the guy in that the sensei or whatever, he was saying just don't be afraid to go through a little bit of pain, if it's necessary. And in Japan, the word for strong, stay strong, is gambate, But it's a little bit different. It doesn't mean just stay strong. It means persevere through really hard circumstances, persevere through hell, just if you're going through hell, just keep going through it, till you, finish. So it really means like persevere through pain, rather than just like stay strong, like, just like, be strong. It's like just persevere through anything, no matter how hard the situation is. So it's a little bit different meaning, you know what I mean? So, and I learned, yeah. Oh, I also learned, to like stand up for yourself. In Japan, Japanese people believe that they shouldn't be bullied by anyone, and the only time they take that is maybe in school and stuff, So, or maybe the workplace, but typically, you know, they don't like to be bullied. You know what I mean? So, I learned, stand up for yourself. And lastly, I learned the Japanese concept is like, try to avoid conflict. You know what I mean? Try not, Japanese are trying to avoid conflict most of the time. Not all the time, but if you mess with them, But so I learned, not always to get into, conflict with people. And it's not like I didn't know these things before I went to Japan. It's just having lived there, like it kind of made me, brought more attention to it, early on. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So if you like Japan and stuff, maybe just take some of those concepts, and be more gentle, with what you do, and stand up for yourself if necessary, and if there's if you don't need to get into a conflict, don't do it. Only do it when necessary. So anyway, those are just a few things I learned from Japanese guys and Japanese girls, and just living in Japan. And there's a lot more I learned too, but those are things that I understand a little bit better now. Anyway, yeah. So that's it.